Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It is Wednesday, June 28th, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:21 a.m. Pacific or Eastern Time. Good morning. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. I do this pregame warm-up every Wednesday morning that's open to the public. For about 25 minutes, I go over 25 plus charts, get you ready for the trading day. Today, more than others, we need to get ready. It's FOMC day. So I will take a few chart requests, get my mouth warmed up and connected to my brain, do an audio visual check, and then we'll officially get started in 9 minutes. We have a 12-hour equilibrium on futures right now. We have a higher high, lower low, lower high, higher low, tightening up with a squeeze into FOMC. So FOMC will likely break this out of this tightening pattern. NQ, 12-hour equilibrium. RTY has a 12-hour equilibrium, but it's definitely weaker than the other indices. And Dow is weaker. Thank you, Shake and Bake. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Good morning, Shake. Yeah, hit that like button. Hey, Tess. Hey, Al. Got some setups I really like today. But we'll see if Jay Powell puts a wrench in it. Or does he want to cooperate? So looking at the Fed Watch tool, there is a 99.9% chance is what's being baked in as far as probabilities that there will be no change. 99.9%. There is a 0.1% chance that there could be a cut. So no change is already baked into the pie. It will be Powell's comments about dovish or hawkish as to whether we react more volatile to that decision. So no cuts already baked into the cake. Sure, I can look at silver. Silver, potential weekly bull flag. Let me look at futures first, Hunter. Weekly bull flag confirmed on futures. Got a daily higher high. FOMC decisions typically impact the dollar, which will impact metals. We're looking for a 4-hour higher low. This is a potential 4-hour bull flag. It looks very good. And silver, the ETF, is similar. Oil had a good night. I don't like how it's setting up right now. So USO, we got a daily higher high. We're opening green. So this is a pretty big pullback. Let's look at futures and then I'll show you what I mean, what I don't like on futures. If you look at the 12-hour, let's see, maybe 4 hours better. On the 4-hour, we got a higher high. And this was a lower high here. So we do have inventory today. We could keep going up. The war definitely fuels the oil scarcity narrative. And so that helps oil. We had a double daily inside bar bull break by 14 cents. That's not really convincing, but right now 4-hour 12 EMA is the bull guide on oil futures. And USO, same thing. 4-hour 12 EMA is your bull guide. Yes, MSTR tracks Bitcoin for the most part because MSTR holds so much Bitcoin. So MSTR owns about 581,000 Bitcoins, worth about $63 billion. Its software revenue is $463 million. So the asset value of Bitcoin dwarfs their actual income from operations. So that's why MSTR tracks Bitcoin. On the daily, MSTR lost this daily support, but we're holding the daily 50 MA. We have a weekly squeeze on MSTR. And we have a 4-hour equilibrium. I like MSTR long as we hold 367. But of course, we have to watch Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a 4-hour lower high. Bitcoin is definitely weaker than MSTR at the moment. Hello, Dougie. Farming humans, I stutter because I like to choose my words very carefully. I refrain from statements that oil will go up, oil will go down. Because remember, this has been brewing for a while, so things can be priced in. Yes, in theory, oil should go to the moon with the Iran conflict, absolutely. But just because things are known or they happen, some things get baked in. We broke bull back here on June 2nd. And it could go to $200, who knows? We're up 22% in June. 2 weeks in June, we're up 22%. Is that enough to bake in the Iran conflict? Maybe. I can't factor in news. I just stick with the technicals. It makes it my job much easier. And I say stay long as the 4-hour 12 EMA is holding, period. So right now, I would call this a daily double top, 73.90, 74.04. We have oil inventory today, and that could impact and usually does impact price. So keep that in mind. Contracts that expire on Friday, you can hold them into Friday. We just have one less day for the play to develop. Whatever play you were looking at with calls or puts that expire Friday, we have one less day for those to play out with the holiday tomorrow. Hello. Hey, Wonka. I'm glad, farming humans. I'm glad we can agree on that. It's okay. It's absolutely okay to challenge anybody speaking because they're not the, I'm not the, what is it? I'm not going to know everything. There's no way. And I'm not going to be right on everything. I think it's definitely more advantageous with trading to approach things very objectively with a technical mindset and not willing your will or what you think is going to happen on the right side of the chart. I'll finish this thought and then we'll get started. Remember, we're using the left side of the chart, so this is right now, the left side of the chart for history. Oh, stupid magnets. This is history. We are looking at what has happened to give us probabilities of what is more likely to happen over here in what I like to call the Taylor Swift blank space. We can't make any money on what's already happened. We can't. We can't make any money on what's already happened. We have to use what's already happened to say, okay, what's the more probable scenario over here? And I can't factor in future tweets, future conflicts over here on the right side of the chart. I can use what's already happened. I can use that and look at probabilities. So that's how I approach trading. And the why, as to why things are happening in your trading journey, successful traders will learn how to let that go. I don't care why. I don't. I care from a citizen perspective. As a human, I care, but as a trader, I could care less. I'm just using technicals, and the why or what I think is going to happen, I let that go, and my life gets infinitely simpler. Trading is hard enough already. Trying to understand the why, like when you have a bad earnings report and you're like, why is it going up? It should be going down. Let go of that. Was it already priced in? Let go of it. All right, there's my soapbox for the day. Hey, Mark in Australia. All right, I'll get to Palladium Wonka. There you go. There you go. Arbiter of truth. All right. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. Thank you for being here. This is who I am. I'm Chargal Lori. If you want to give me a follow on X, that would be great, at Chargal Lori. What I do here on Wednesdays, I get you ready for the trading day. I use this table that I generate based on technicals, looking at hourly charts on a lot of them, daily, weekly on a few of them. Just try to get a general sense, is it more bullish than bearish? And as we're going into FOMC day, you would anticipate it's a push. We're a little more bearish than bullish. It's a push. We have FOMC today at 2 p.m., the interest rate decision, 2:30, the press conference. There is a 99.9% chance of no change. That's what's being baked in. 0.1% chance they could cut. So the variable here, or the unknown, is what will Powell's tone be? Will it be dovish or hawkish? And that will bring about the volatility. That's the unknown. The known right now is we're getting no cut. That's 99.9% chance. All right. Looking at ES on the daily. We're holding the daily 12 EMA, and we have a squeeze here. We're holding the 50 RSI. We are poised and positioned well to go higher if bulls choose. Looking at the 12-hour, you can see we have an equilibrium, tightening range into FOMC. Again, pressure is building down here. We have a squeeze. We have pressure building as we go sideways. So when we break out of this range, it typically has more follow through. Looking at it on the 4-hour, I'm not considering this a pivot here. We have a lower low, higher high, higher low, and now we're looking for that lower high on the 4-hour. The question is, can we get a 4-hour higher low compared to 601775? We're in the middle of this range. If I had to be a betting woman, odds favor we stay within this range going into FOMC. That we stay inside this range. And then after FOMC, a vertical line here, after FOMC, odds favor that we would break out. So will it be here or here is the question. Into FOMC, odds favor we stay within this range, in this tightening range. So this is the best visual I can give you today as to what I'm anticipating going into FOMC. NQ, very similar. Odds favor we stay inside this range. And we're closer to the upper end of this range than the lower end. So I would favor something like a lower high, and then as we get into FOMC, potential higher low down here. So a little bearish this morning, and as we approach FOMC, if we're holding 21,862, I would be looking more bullish, closer to FOMC. RTY is weaker. We're in a 4-hour downtrend. We got that big rejection at the daily 200 MA up here. We had double daily inside bars on futures that broke bear. We're still holding 2088. Thank you, Chris. All right, Dow is weaker. We're in a 4-hour downtrend. 4-hour 12 EMA is our guide. What's affecting Dow? Healthcare is in the doghouse. We're not gapping down right now, but we're close. 4 hours not oversold. Hourly is no longer oversold, but healthcare has been taking it in the chin. XLF is below the hourly EMAs. XLF has been weak. We lost our daily support on XLF. On the weekly, we're still fine. We have a weekly squeeze on banks. Banks are not, I'm not super bearish on banks yet. XLF is still holding a key support. All right, SMH. SMH is green this morning. Daily, we have a triple top here. We got a bull break, but not a lot of follow through. 4 hour, we have a squeeze. Hourly, we have a squeeze. Odds favor a lower high compared to 265.53. And then we've made enough room for potential higher low compared to 261.36. So I would be looking for a top fish early on and then looking long later morning, let's call it. VIX, we have a 12-hour tightening range, higher high, higher low, lower high. We have this tightening range forming as we head into FOMC. I use VIX a lot. Yesterday, when it topped out at $21.79, it couldn't get over $22. That was our signal that we were getting a reversal in the market. VIX is a great tool to use to look for reversals. When VIX approaches resistance, that's a typical area to look potentially long in the market and vice versa. Hang Seng and DAX were red overnight. Bitcoin is just now going green. This could be a 4-hour bear flag. 105.516 keeps the bear flag alive on the 4 hour. So Bitcoin is heavier than the market. Is Bitcoin telling us something for the market? Possibly. On the daily, we're holding the 50 MA. We're holding daily support. We've held this daily 50 MA since April. So I like Bitcoin long as we're above the daily 50 MA, and I like the squeeze we have going on Bitcoin. Ethereum squeeze is even better. Look at that daily squeeze on Ethereum, and we're holding the daily 50 MA. It's time for Ethereum to step up as a leader. It has a proper setup if it so chooses. We had these 4-hour inside bars break bear. Is it 12-hour? Thought we had more sequential inside bars, but neither here nor there. Potential 4-hour bear flag on Ethereum at the moment. Dollars holding the 4-hour 12 EMA. Daily lower high is still the more likely scenario compared to 99.39. Gold has a daily squeeze. 4-hour tightening range. Wow, this is a high compression squeeze on gold. Look at this hourly 50 MA as resistance. Gold is set up well for a pop. We're right over that 50 RSI. We need to get through 3419. And dollar, we're looking for that daily lower high, and then that has me looking inverse, looking long on gold. Oil, holding the 4-hour 12 EMA, 4-hour higher low set at 72.12. We have a double top at 74.04, 73.90. We have inventory today. Nat gas is bullish. We're over the daily 50 MA, daily squeeze. 4-hour higher low set. This is interesting. Look at this bearish divergence here. RSI made a lower high while price made a higher high. This is getting kind of megaphony. Higher highs without follow through, lower lows without follow through. Not your standard broadening formation, but where's our next resistance? 3981. Nat gas could get interesting with a 5-minute downtrend for a potential top fish. Just looking at this bearish divergence we got going on here. Silver is red. We're looking for a 4-hour higher low. 15 minutes approaching oversold. 36.86 is your next support. I saw someone ask about palladium. I think it was Wonka. Palladium, we're looking for a daily low or high on this bounce. Weekly has a beautiful squeeze. Monthly has a beautiful squeeze. But the size of this pullback favors a lower high and then a tightening pattern. Your key support, 1029. Apple, if you look at it on the 2-day, it's not as ominous. We have a 2-day equilibrium here. 193.46 is your key support. Apple bulls need to wake up sooner than later. They keep banging on 195. Your next support is 193.13. Apple has been weak. Bounces are for shorting until bulls prove otherwise. I would say that bulls are at a key area. If they're going to make a move higher, this is it. This is your moment. I used to tell the story, we would go to Kmart growing up, and my dad would see these women in rollers in Kmart on a Saturday night. They're getting their rollers ready for church tomorrow. My dad would always say, "What are you waiting for? You're out in public. Like, this is it. This is the moment that you should be getting pretty for. Take the rollers out your head." And that's what I'm thinking. Apple, this is it. This is your moment. Don't wait for Sunday morning church. You're out in public right now. This is it. This is your moment. All right. Amazon has an interesting pattern here. Potential hourly head and shoulders forming. Not that that's the most reliable pattern, but a daily lower high is possible here. We're looking for an hourly lower high compared to 217.41. So bears will be positioned looking for that lower high. NVIDIA, I'm still smitten with NVIDIA. I'll just admit it. We have a weekly squeeze. I have a position long in NVIDIA right now. We have a 4-hour squeeze. We're going sideways inside that tightening range. And we had a $600 million dark pull print at 143.96 last week. I like to keep those on my chart and watch how the bulls defend as support. And if you get below, they can start defending it as resistance. It acts as a synthetic level. I like NVIDIA long as we're holding yesterday's low, 143.78. I like NVIDIA long. And NVIDIA and SMH will have a lot to say about market direction, in my opinion. Keep its rollers on. There you go. Tesla daily equilibrium. We're opening green. We're pretty far away from yesterday's high. If you look at this, this is a potential 4-hour bear flag on Tesla. A 4-hour lower high is the more likely scenario. So your high yesterday, 327.26. Turn those levels back on. 327.26. Bears will be looking for a lower high compared to that level. So bounces are for shorting on Tesla until bulls prove otherwise. Anybody remember blue light specials from Kmart? My mom and my aunt would have us running. All right, so Tesla is good. It's green this morning, but bounces are for shorting because of lower high scenarios. I'm going to go to my Queen of the Mountain trades. I have 5 minutes left. HIMS, this weekly chart looks fine. This daily chart looks lovely. Rounded bottom. We have a squeeze, daily inside bar. 4-hour, again, this pattern looks lovely. We have a squeeze. And we have this tightening range. 60.44 is the high, 58.31 is the support. I like HIMS long. And I love this squeeze for a day trade. IONQ, This one's not as clean. I do like this weekly equilibrium. We have a weekly double bottom, 35.93, 36.03. We have a daily double bottom here. And 4 hour, this is not a classic falling wedge, but it is giving that behavior of lower lows without follow through. We are fighting with this hourly 50 MA. If we can get through $38, I love this squeeze on IONQ. So a possible long against 36.86. Looking for a potential daily bull break and setting this daily higher low. JPM, love this daily squeeze and grind pattern. 4 hour has a squeeze and we have an equilibrium. On JPM, I like a long against 268.45. And then snow is my favorite pattern out of all of them. Snow, this is a potential weekly bull flag. We have weekly inside bars. On the daily, we're grinding that daily 12 EMA. And on the 4 hour, we have a mega squeeze. This will get the majority of my attention today, snow. PANW I traded yesterday. It worked well. We had a squeeze on it. It broke bull. I like this for a potential 4 hour higher low. D-Dog was another one of my Queen of the Mountains from yesterday. It broke bull. I didn't get a piece of that action, but you could look for a 4 hour higher low. Tough skins, yes. And don't forget to hit that like button. Let me make sure there's nothing else. Circle just has a tightening pattern here. It's a newer IPO. These new IPOs are so much fun to trade. Just remember, they can come out with offerings with these big moves up that they did not anticipate and don't get caught with your pants down. Lilly, I like short yesterday. That worked out at the daily 200 MA double top. We are looking for a daily higher low on Lilly though, and we are oversold on the hourly chart. I wish it was gapping down. And Netflix has this 4 hour trend line. I would just kind of keep on my chart. We have a daily equilibrium. We broke bull by $2, but with Netflix, that's not a lot. Netflix is still set up well to go higher. Bulls have been winning this race. All right. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Give me a follow on X at ChartGalLori. I'm going to turn the stream off and go get the stream ready for the members and take them into market open. I appreciate you. Use stop losses.